Welcome to Through It All. I've Got You with Mark and Sharanda. We're in season 3, episode 1, and yes, it's been a while, but we're back. How you doing, baby?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing well. It is her fault why we're not back, and that's just what it is. It's her fault.
Not my fault.
Why you say that?
Because it's not.
I said that to see what genuine reaction I would get, and I figured you may throw something on the set, but no, you're not a thrower. You don't do that kind
No.
of stuff. I just want to see your reaction. But no, it's not your fault. I've been wanting to get this going. I've said it a couple times, and I just hadn't got everything set up while you just sit back, smile, and wave, and look pretty while I get it set up. What did you tell me a couple minutes ago?
This is your production.
It's my production, so it's up to me to get it done. So, men of the house, when it's your production, it's on you. She did help tell me to move something. She didn't move it, but she told me to move it,
That's right.
and I moved it. So, well, we're glad to be back. We've been busy, as I'm sure you all have. Thank you for the continued support. Thank you for continuing to download and comment on our podcast. We definitely want to come this season and have a consistent message that we give you. We've been learning a lot in these last few months. We've had a lot going on in our individual lives,
Yes.
a lot going on in business. I don't know if you see our shirts for those that are watching. This episode is brought to you by the Brooks Realty Group, even though it doesn't say that on the shirt. It says, it's one of our hashtags, real estate crossover. And came up with that hashtag because we both enjoy basketball. Our boys played basketball, and basketball crossover is, well, for those basketball heads, you know what a crossover is. It's a move to get you open. And so we thought about combining both real estate and our love of basketball, and our good friend Ramona at, what is her thing?
Monet monogramming.
Our good friend Monet Monogramming designed these shirts, or helped bring these shirts to life. And so we appreciate her doing that for us. And we've been busy in real estate. If you're looking to buy, sell, invest, or get into the business in North and South Carolina, reach out to us. We can help. All right. How you feeling today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good. Just came off a little mini vacation.
Yes.
Spent some time in Hilton Head.
Yes.
You didn't want to come
Enjoyed the
back?
beach. I did not. Did not. I love the beach.
You don't swim in it.
You don't have to swim in it to enjoy it.
No, I'm just saying. I was just
No,
making.
I don't swim in it. I just like to hear the sound of the water. It's just, so serene and relaxing and peaceful.
I agree with you. We went out there at night, and it was a lot of people still out there at night. There was music playing. Someone was
Mhm.
setting up I don't know what they were setting up. It was in a different language, so we couldn't read it. I should have pulled out my phone and did Google Translate.
I heard one of the girls say, "Would you be my girlfriend?" So,
Okay. That's big for being your girlfriend.
yeah,
Had the candles and the
yeah, teddy bear and
teddy
everything. It
bear.
was
Yeah,
really nice.
it was nice. It was nice. Well, enough about us. We want to jump into this episode and talk a little bit about, well, your village. Your village, as you're in a relationship, as you're in a marriage, or
Or
you're
your
moving,
circle.
or your circle. Okay, that's a good one. Your village is more of your, I guess, your children's thing. When you're raising children, you have a village, but you can have a village as an adult. I think it's important. But we'll use
Circle.
your circle. So, what does your circle play in your marriage, in your relationship, in as you're dating? What role does your circle play? And it really depends on you. It depends on your circle, and we'll dive deep into maybe some examples. We were
Mhm.
really prepared for this. I just gave her the title and said, let's just talk freely about what this means to you, and we'll see how it goes from there. So I'll let you, if you feel like it. Oh, you got the big eyes. As soon as I said that, I'm like, don't you turn it over to me. Would you like to start? You can decline the request, but would you like to start about your circle and how important that is, and I
Mhm.
may ask you some follow-up questions based on what you say.
I know. Um, your circle is very important to have someone that you're able to go to with ideas when you're going through whatever it is. Not your people that's going to be yes people, people that's going to tell you the truth, the hard things you don't want to hear. But it's important to have, and everyone can't be in your circle. I have my go to people that I do talk to, and same vice versa. I go to them, they come to me, and we're able to help each other through, situations and everything.
The circle you go to the most, married, single, older, younger, life experience. Talk a little bit about that.
So, my circle that I go to, they are married. I never tell my single friends about anything that's going on in my marriage. Not that I'm quite sure they can give advice, but I don't want advice from my single friends. I'm quite sure they probably seen things and know things. They could be biased. They can tell you to do something that you shouldn't do in your marriage, but majority of my circle, all of my circle that I go to is married. I do have single friends, but my circle that I go to talk about my married stuff are my married friends.
Okay. I do have a circle as well. I do have, I think one person I go to that isn't married, but they have been married, and how they think is I like the way they think because they don't give me answers that I also always want to hear.
Hmm.
They're very open minded. They can look at things from both perspectives. And even if they are, they're single, maybe they were married or just, like you said,
Right.
have life experiences. And it's really about that person and how they think and how they interact with you, because people that will just be agreeable, people that will just disagree
Hmm.
because they have a negative viewpoint of things.
Right.
And you want to be careful of that. And then you have people that will just give it to you raw, whether you like it or not. And that's important at the same right. I have an example that I won't use names because that's not the most important thing. But I was just talking about marriage. It wasn't a problem. It wasn't a situation where we just me and someone were having, and this person is single. We were just having a conversation,
Hmm.
and I was saying that I was cooking breakfast for my wife, and blah blah blah. Just question was, what you up to? And I just answered, cooking
Right.
breakfast for my wife, and their comment was, "Man, you whip, you doing that, this, that, and the other." And they made a couple comments, and it was jokingly how they said it, but I quickly snapped back and said, Absolutely, I'm whipped. That's my wife. I'm supposed to do for her. I enjoy doing for her, and I'll continue to do for her." And I said, you would understand that if you were married. You've never been married, so how can you
Make
joke
fun.
on that
Hmm.
when? And they quickly was like, hey, chill, chill. And it came out. They were like, "Listen, man, I enjoy your marriage. I'm just giving you a hard time. Like, I want that in my marriage." And it was cool to hear that part. Not that I didn't. Yeah, I did kind of go off. It wasn't a bad go off. It's the relation. I have the relationship to do that with that person,
Right.
and they quickly recognize that. Listen, some things you just not gonna be able to say because you're not in that same boat. And where I'm coming from is a place that I enjoy doing these things for my spouse because that is my spouse. I committed to her, and I'm gonna continue doing for her every single time, because that's who I choose. So anyway, I think that you have to be able to defend, even if you go to someone and you hear bad advice and it's bad advice.
Hmm.
You've got to be able to say, "Nah, you know what? That's just thank you for your advice, but that's
Right.
it's bad advice."
Right. You gotta know, like, okay, thank you, but no thank you. And to know where they're coming from with it, the advice that they're giving you.
Yeah, it could be from a point of envy.
Hmm.
It could be a point of They're f
Jealousy?
yeah, jealousy. They could be frustrated with something in their relationship and think that you're giving you have the same issue when it's a completely different issue. So, yeah, you have to even when you solicit advice, you've gotta be able to recognize when it's good, and sometimes good advice makes you say, "Ouch," like, "Dawg,"
Right.
and you know it.
Yeah. You know it. You want to make sure you're getting sound advice. Yeah. And the advice that I get, I know you asked, is it young people? I get it from both. Um, I think I'm probably the oldest in my group that so some of them are younger than me. Um, but I have gone to my mom. But my mom definitely is older than me. And, I love because she's going to tell me the truth. She doesn't tell me what I want to hear. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that in your mom, and she'll throw some she'll throw some I would
Extra.
yeah, she'll throw some extra in there, but yeah, she's pretty, straightforward
Hmm.
with her stuff. I've got both too. I've got some older. I've recently started talking to some folks that are older as I'm growing in the relationship with newer people, and I'm careful of what I say too.
Right.
What I solicit advice for, because you want to make sure that you're not painting a negative picture of your spouse to someone, because then they could be looking at your spouse sideways. You want to be truthful, but you also want to make sure that you're guarding your spouse, and you want to take it from, I would say, my perspective. What am I doing? Not what
Mhm.
is she doing? Because really it's about me
Right.
when I'm going to someone else. And you have to tell the whole story and not tell it from your viewpoint, because that's hard to do,
Hmm.
but you have to try to really paint the whole picture, because if you paint a one-sided picture, of course the advice is going to be skewed to the way you solicited advice
Right.
advice.
Right. I know sometimes people don't go to their family members as far as being part of their circle, because when you go to your family members, some family members, you go to them about your spouse, whatever, y'all make up, and then they looking at, like you said, they're looking at your spouse sideways, or they have some kind of feelings towards your spouse, and y'all have made up, and they looking at them or acting some type of way. But you have to know which family member you can go to, or friend that you can go to, because sometimes your friends can be that same way, that's in your circle. If you go to them and they looking at you sideways, and you're like, okay, why is Lamp treating me different now? Because, I went to Lamp and told Lamp about us, and now they want to treat you different. So you have to know which people you can go to.
How do you know? When do you, because you may not know until how do you know?
Yeah, and take that first time.
So you,
Or conversation. You just know from conversation or be around your group, who you can go to and who you can't go to.
so I'm gonna dig deeper into that. Not from you. No, I'm just gonna.
I'm scared to say.
I want to, because you said something I think is important. You know how your group, how they view things,
Mhm.
is what which I think you're getting at, and we mentioned that earlier. How do they view just life as a whole? Are they a half full? Are they half empty? Do you see that they're pretty even with things that happen that you see at the same time, not necessarily issues or anything? Let's say you're viewing something, you all see something. How do they react from it? Are they a balanced type, or do they, automatically jump to a conclusion with things? So
Right.
that's how I think the personality, the viewpoint, the opinions of your friends, your group, your mentor, someone that you want to confide in. And sometimes you need to confide in people that have marriage, maybe not have the same type of relationship, but you trust that they could give you some
Sound advice.
unbiased
Mhm.
feedback. And it's good to have those type people. You don't have to be the best of friends.
Right.
And you want to, just know you can say this. Please don't tell anyone. This is between us. But just know, once it's released out of your mouth and into someone's ear,
Right.
you have little control over it. You can
You
say
do.
all you want.
From my mouth to your ears, keep it. But like you said, you don't have no control.
You have no control. So just know, It could be it could slip up, girl, you know, blah 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 blah. What? And it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone from there. So just be mindful of that. Well, as we're talking about this, I want to be very candid that you should have a circle to lean on in your marriage. There's people that, of course, have been married before you, will get married after you, have gone through things, some things very similar to what you're going through. And keeping these things to yourself sometime and trying to solve them on your own is not necessarily a recipe for success. Some things
Mm,
you can, but I we as people sometimes, I wouldn't say are guarded too much. I mean, you got to guard things, but I think opening up and sharing really releases answers to come back to you when you release things and ask and solicit for help. People want to help, especially if you go to them in earnest. And I would say, even in that circle, maybe pull your spouse in and hear, especially if you share friends, if you share a group, and you should have some friends that you share. Maybe after they've helped you or spoken to you or gave you some things, you pull them in and say, hey, I want you to hear from them, and boom boom boom. Sometimes that softens it because sometimes how we are, yeah, you just saying that.
right.
So that's just a suggestion I have.
That's true.
And then when it's your turn to be that sounding board to give advice, make sure that you look at the whole picture. Yes, that's your friend that's coming to you, but all of us are wrong at some point.
Hmm.
And your friend could be dead wrong, and you want to be able to advise them, not just in their wrong, but how to get it right.
Right.
What are some things you can do to get it right? And then check in on them. How did you do? Did you apologize? Did you boom boom boom? Did you
Mm,
that check-in is important, and that's that accountability. They could have just given you could have given them some really good advice, and they just kept it
right.
and didn't do anything, and now they still walking around mad at lamp and mad at dress or whoever they are. So it's important.
It is. It's important. You were saying that sometimes people don't talk to other people because they're guarded. And it's true. People, they are guarded because maybe they've been hurt before by telling a situation and it came back to bite them, whatever. And I understand being guarded. Like, you have to find that one you trust. And I guess that comes over time, looking, watching, observing your group, like, okay, I see how such and such flows. So I think I can go to them with this. You don't want your business spread all over the place. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna take time to develop that flow, that relationship, and when you have it, it's good to let them know. Listen, I'm gonna come to you from time to time with things,
Mhm.
and I don't mean to bombard you. I'm just trying to grow from it. I like your spirit. I like where you are. From what I see, I don't know. When y'all get home, y'all might be throwing dishes at each other. I don't know. I don't see that, and that's good. But and then if you have spiritual mentors or spiritual, what do you pastors or whatever, they don't have to be your pastor, but if you have spiritual, what is the word I'm looking for? Not mentors, but spiritual matriarchs, patriarchs. I don't know what I'm looking for, but folks that can pray for you, but also advise you at the same time. Yes, I want your prayer, but then I also need some practical things to
Mhm.
put into place. Give me some things that have worked for you or that you have seen work that you can help me with. And look for those that have longevity in in their marriage.
Merge. Mhm.
Those are important. And I wouldn't discount people that have been divorced, whether they're remarried or not, because I'm sure, depending on the person, they have some retrospective
Right.
of why, and they care about you. They're going to try to prevent that same thing from happening to you, and can share that retrospective, especially if you're receptive to hearing what it is.
Right. Right.
I think that's important. We forget about our friends that have life experience, and may have had a marriage before. Now, someone that's just been dating all the time and here and there with a lot of different people,
Hmm.
I'm less likely. I'm less likely to go to them with things pertaining to my marriage because they don't really have a reference point to point to. They can have book knowledge, but when you can't combine the book with the it
Experience.
is no good. I'm
Right.
even cautious if I mean I think we therapy can be a good thing. Couples therapy, family therapy, things like that can be very very good. But even in that, if you choose to go that route, you need to interview people. This person
Hmm.
could be a 30-year therapist on family and don't have a family. Like what are you referencing? What advice are you giving? Is it
referencing the book,
the book and the
what
book?
they learned.
That's right. And the writer could be the same way. 30 years and I think this should work. And it's not even practical. It's almost like teachers sometimes when they get and I hope this doesn't offend, I'm not trying to, but when they get things pushed down from administration, especially those that have never been in the classroom, it can be a great idea, but very not practical at all for the classroom. So that's how I look at sometimes with professional. If you go to a professional, I would interview them and see what their life is like, and how can they combine the academia with the, like you said, the experience,
Right.
because those two things, if they don't if they don't match, then it's probably not going to match what you're trying to do. Give me someone if I'm going there that has a little bit of both.
Agreed.
I don't want no AI generated pictures up there like a happy family. I see
Or
that's
AI generated
that
answers.
too. They looking, they typing every time you ask a question. Hold on, let me check and reference this. No, that ain't gonna work. You can tell that ain't gonna work. So be mindful of that. But get
Yeah.
help if you need it.
Yeah, absolutely.
The goal
There's
is
nothing
to,
wrong with it.
yeah, I agree with the goal is to make it. The goal is to add longevity and use it for as long as it's needed so that you can get to a resolution. And if that's part of your circle, that's a part of your circle.
Right. Agree.
What else you got with your circle? We don't, it's not a exhaustive list. It is some things to think through as you develop a circle, and you should develop a circle as you enter in a relationship. Maybe not right in the beginning of a relationship. Focus on that person as you're getting to know them, and as you you move towards marriage, and in marriage, you definitely need to develop a village, and it could change over the years.
My circle just came naturally and genuinely. Just people I've known over the years and people we're getting to know. I think especially in our new church. So there's people that's, coming in that I haven't talked to yet, but I see that I could possibly go to and bounce some stuff off of. But yeah, my circle is people that I've known for a while.
I like that organic. Don't go with
Hmm.
a checklist. Hey, you want to be in my circle? Answer these 5 questions, and I'll see. And then you said something else. You're watching people.
Hmm.
People are watching you, and you are watching others. If you know that, the easiest thing to do is be yourself. Because if you're trying to be someone else, and people are watching you, it just it's exhaustive. So be your genuine self, and you will, like you said, naturally attract people that are similar, and hopefully you'll attract people that are different, because different is necessary as well. You don't need everyone that's the same as you.
Right.
And as you get involved in other things, like you said, even in our church, we're involved in certain things. It's helping us be exposed to different people, which helps us see different, and different is good,
Hmm.
because you can only your tunnel. You only know what you've been exposed to, and being exposed to other things increases your growth, your capacity, things you try. It's refreshing to see that.
Yeah.
So getting involved is important. Maybe it's something, an outlet that you like, bowling team that you all do together, and you'll be exposed to other couples that do that, and other people, maybe not even couples. One person in the marriage likes bowling, the other one doesn't, and they use that as their thing. And you find out, oh yeah, man, my wife, she does this while I'm bowling, and we come back together, and boom, boom. And how did that work? And now you starting to develop that, so you can as you're exposed to different things and involve things,
Right.
look for those opportunities, develop friendships and or relationships outside of your normal circle.
Yeah. What about you?
What about me? No, seriously, I didn't.
No, the same question.
What's the question? I forgot. I'm serious. I forgot the question.
How do you develop the relationship with your circle?
In this season, and I didn't know that's what she was going to ask me. In this season right now, I'm committed to being more intentional with relationships. I'm not waiting for people to reach out to me. I'm reaching out to people genuinely, just trying to check in on them and really trying to do things outside of just a text or phone call, a get together, a lunch. What you up to? What do you, if you have children, what are they doing? Can I come?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really and I'm able to do that now because we're empty nesters and before when our children were involved in things, you naturally got involved with the other parents,
Right.
what your children were involved in. And now that we don't have children in the house, I'm using that to reach out to folks, whether they have children or not, whether they're empty nesters or not. So that's kind of what I'm doing is I still have my core that, will be my core, but I'm actively trying to meet other people, explore, and then organically, if it grows into that, it does. I'm not forcing the issue, but I'm just in this season. I'm trying to be intentional with um, building relationships with people that's helping getting out of our shell. Men, we have a tendency to be all right, and we not always all right. And so I'm trying to break that mold. I'll still say I'm all right, and I'm all right, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm open to not being okay, saying when I'm not okay, and then listening and let someone pour into me when I'm not okay. It's funny you asked me that, and I don't know why I mentioned it like that, but our youngest, turned 21 on the in June, a couple of weeks ago, and I called him, and I was just talking to him, and I was telling him how much just wow, has time has flied in 21 years. Our youngest is 21, and how proud of him I was, and I just started crying. And he heard me crying. He was like, "Dad, what's up?" I was like, "Man, I'm thankful for you." He's like, "You crying?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I can't stop." And he was like, he ain't joke me. Usually he's a clown. I think he sensed the seriousness of the appreciation. And so after I got off with him, I kept crying for a little bit, and it was tears of joy. I wasn't sad that I'm getting older. I'm 21 years older than when I had him, because he calls me old. But then I called one of my friends and I told him, and he just listened. He was like, "Man, I love that. That shows that you love your child. It shows that you're telling me that." Now he joked me a couple times in there, and that's to be expected. But that's something I wouldn't have done is express, man, just that level of gratitude and happiness that it brought me to tears, and why. And I love that the openness that I'm finding now, and I ain't gonna do that with everybody. Well, I just freaking told a bunch of people now on this podcast. But it's refreshing it's refreshing to have relationships where you can just share, man, and people can appreciate the sharing, and it just opens them up for other things.
Yep.
I think I told you that, didn't I?
No, you didn't.
Oh,
It's
dang.
okay.
Failed again.
It's okay.
Yeah, if I don't tell you right then, it's gone. Just like you just asked me a question and I didn't realize what you were going to ask me. We hope that you enjoyed this. We are going to make every effort to make this more frequent. I didn't promise, but we're going to make every effort. Please give us some comments, reach out to us, let us know. And we're looking forward to having more couples in this season as well. So, for Mark and Sharanda, baby, you want to close us out?
You got it.
I forgot what I close out.
I know.
Well, until next time on Through It All, I've got you with Mark and Sharanda. Have Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you listen to this.
Like, share, follow.
Keep going.
That's all I like, share, follow.
See you later.